Eagles, welcome back. Mr. P again. Gonna do lesson 113 today on page 32. Page 32 is Finding the Perimeter is our title. And we have a math message at the top. So we've got this square. Okay? And it says 2 feet underneath it. Right? It says find the perimeter of the square. And then it gives us a blank. And then feet. Okay? How do we find perimeter? Do you have any ideas? Well, it says 2 feet at the bottom. And we know a square has equal sides, right? So could we then say that this one is 2 feet? And this one is 2 feet? And this one is 2 feet? Could we say that? Yeah, we can. So then perimeter, we need to know what the definition of perimeter is. Perimeter is the outside area of whatever shape. And what we're talking about today is rectangles, squares and rectangles. And these rules really only work for squares and rectangles. And that's what we're going to be dealing with today. So, to find that, how would you say, what's the perimeter of this square? If we know the perimeter is the outside edges, what would you say? Would it be 2,222? No, Mr. P, that's silly. Would we say these 2 feet plus these 2 feet is 4 feet, and then 4 feet plus these 2 feet is 6 feet, and 6 feet plus these 2 feet is 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 feet. That's right, guys. How did we find the perimeter? How did we find that? Write that down. And then it says, how many inches is that? It's back to that converting we were doing the other day. We know there are 12 inches in 1 foot, and we have 8 feet, so it's 8 feet times 12 inches is what? I'm going to write it over here. So it's 12 and 8. 8 times 2 is 8, 16. Carry my 1, bring my 6 down. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 96 what? 96 inches. 96 inches. And then it says, explain how you converted from feet to inches. Well, how did we do that? We know we had 8 feet, and each foot is 12 inches, so it had to be 8 feet times 12 inches in a foot gives us 96 inches. However you want to write that down. That's what we're writing there on page 32. Now, I've got a few different ways of doing things here. Remember, when we were looking at a rectangle here, length are the long sides, the bottom, how long it is. So this is length times width. Okay, I'm going to write it over here. Length and width. Okay, there's a few different ways we can do this. So if you're looking at number 1, we know from here to here is 15 inches, right? It tells us that. And then from here to here is how many inches, guys? 9. 9 inches, right? So how would we find that? Could we say 15 plus 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, right? Or we could say 15 plus 15 is 30, I'm going to write in the square. And 9 plus 9 is 18, right? Now we add it. 8 plus 0 is 8. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So we have 48 inches total, right? 15, 9 is 24. And then plus 15 and 9 is 24, and 24 and 24 is 48. Okay, so what's the perimeter in inches? We have 48 inches, right? Write an equation for the perimeter of a rectangle. So our equation is going to be, we had 15 inches plus 15 inches plus 9 inches plus 9 inches equals how many? 48 inches, right? Is that our equation? Is that what we did? 15 plus 15 plus 9 plus 9 is 48, right? There are a few different ways to do this. I'm not going to talk about number 2 just now. I want to skip over to page 33. It says perimeter formulas for rectangles. Okay? And it's got some pretty funny things up here. When we write the letter P in math, when we're talking about this, perimeter is just a shortened way, or P is a shortened way to write perimeter. Okay? P equals perimeter. And then they have the lowercase l, that just stands for what? What do we talk about? Yeah, length. And then they have the letter W there. And all that stands for is what? If we had length, what was the up and down? It was the width. Right? Width. Right? So that's what we're going to be looking at. So we have this. It says P equals length plus width plus width. Right? Isn't that what we did a minute ago? It was 15 plus 15 plus 9 plus 9. Right? Or 5 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2. That's what it means. There's another way you can do this. You can say perimeter equals 2 lengths plus 2 widths, which is kind of what we did in the first one, right? Where we said 15 plus 15 is 30, and then 9 plus 9 is 18. So this would be 30 plus 18 equals 48, right? That's what that one is trying to say. And then the last one is, I'm going to write over here, P equals 2, and then there's this little star looking thing, but that really just means times, okay? Times, and then there's those parentheses, length plus width. So remember, when we do PEMDAS, we start with our parentheses first, right? Length plus width. And then we're going to go back to that one we were using. So it'd be 15 plus 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? And 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 24 in the parentheses. And then 2 times 24, Mr. P, that's a big number. Well, we already know it. It's easier to go with 2 times 24 is 48. So our perimeter is 48. 48 equals 2 times 24. That's what we're doing. I know it's a little confusing. We're going to work a couple through. I'm going to make some up. I might do some out of our book. Never know. We've got to pay attention. Okay? So, I'm going to leave these up here. So we have a few different ways that we can do that. I want to work each one in a different version, and then I'm going to cut you guys loose to finish the lesson. So we have our rectangle here. I should have been an art teacher. I'm wonderful, aren't I? I know. Let's look. Let's make this one 3 inches. And let's make this one 2 inches. Okay? Which formula can we use? Which one do you want to use? I like doing the middle one, 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Okay, so the length is 3. So if this is 3, then this has got to be 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And then we have the plus 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches. So the perimeter of this is 10 inches. Okay, let's make another one up. Hint, hint. This was number 3 on page 33. Let's make another one up. Let's say this is a square, right? We have a square. And this is 10 foot. What do we know about a square? Squares have equal sides. We do. So if this is 10 feet, this has got to be 10 feet. And that means this is 10 feet. And that means this one is 10 feet. So we can count by tens. That's easy, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. Right? 10, 20, 30, 40. That's how we got it. So this one is 40 foot square. That's one we just made up really easy using simple numbers. That way we can kind of get it in our heads and know what we're doing when we use our formulas here. Okay, let's go ahead and look. Number 2 has you measuring lengths and widths of your journal. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm not sure if we all have rulers. I don't have a ruler right in front of me, and I don't want to leave, go dig through the closets or the drawers or the dressers or mom and dad's work office or whatever we need to do to find that. It's okay. We don't have to do number 2. But I would like you to look at 3B and work that one on your own. Number 4 says, Jerry wants to build a rectangular vegetable garden with a fence around it. He wants the garden to be 8 feet long and 4 feet wide. Sketch his garden and find the perimeter. Show your work. Okay. Let's do that. It says he wants his garden to be 8 feet long. Okay. And he wants it to be 4 feet wide. I'm going to write over here. 4 feet. Which one do you guys want to do? Let's try this bottom one. I think you guys understand this one pretty well and this one pretty well. Let's do this one. So length plus width, 8 plus 4, 12, right? 12, and then we got to do 12 times 2 times 2, right? That's our formula. We did length plus width, got us 12. Now we've got to do 2 times 12, 2 times 12. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. It is 24 what, guys? 24 feet. 24 feet. Okay? We sketched his garden. We found our perimeter. We showed our work, right? Oh, I guess we should write 8 plus 4 is 12, right? We brought it over here, 12. Worked it out. There's our answer. I think that you guys can do problem 5, read it, work slow. Problem 6, work slow. And then there's the math boxes to this lesson. If you flip backwards to page 31, 31 has our math boxes for lesson 113. I think you guys can go through that. I think it'll be easy. Remember on number 5, your writing and reasoning. Describe how you could use U.S. traditional addition to solve problem 1. How could we use it to solve that problem? I know you guys are smart. I know you guys can do it. And I think knowing these formulas, you'll find one that you find easy and quick to work through. And we'll get through the rest of this lesson. No problems. and you will learn something and are smarter for it. I love working with you guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye.